All right. How's it going, everyone? So today I have uh, I have an opponent for the beta, so we can at least try and play uh, a game of duels, and then after that I'll probably just swap back over to the main version and play uh, just whatever the arena is right now. I think it's random 30, so maybe I'll play a game of the arena and just do quick plays. Anyway, I guess I'll get started. I'm going to go ahead and choose that deck that I was talking about last stream, uh, the End Times. So basically what this deck is, and I'll re-explain what this deck was trying to do, just for the people that weren't here during the last stream. But basically, this deck last time I didn't really get to play it, but it's all about zero cost champions. So what it's trying to do is we're just playing a lot of utility champions that will play throughout the game, and then at some point we'll play a reset or an evict at the same time that we run out three or four zero cost champions to get all of their effects again. And the reason I built this deck was I think I did play some constructed games actually with a different deck, which I don't have. I keep kind of resetting them so I can play in the live build. But I went with the previous deck didn't have as many duels cards in it. So this one, it really goes all into the duels. We've got cards like Time Thief, cards like new zero cost cards like Lightning Mage, Javelin Thrower, and there's the Necromancer, the Eager Necromancer. And then we also have some new ways to interact with our champions with Invoke Pact, Endbringer Ritualist, and Street Swindler. But I just asked someone if they could hop on at some point during the stream and just during the first bit and play a game. So whatever game they want to play, that's which one I'll be doing. So that's why I quick matched it. In the meantime, I'll probably just hang out here and maybe play a game against the AI here so I can just illustrate what this deck was doing. Just while we're waiting. Oh, alright, here we go. Alright, so it's Dark Draft. And you can see I already have one new duelist card here, Temporize. So this card you draw two, or you can put an attacking champion on top of its owner's deck. It's pretty good, honestly. It's a lot like Lying in Wait. Or I could take this Murderous Necromancer. That's what it looks like to me. The first pick. Do I want to go heavy evil or not? I do really like Murderous Necromancer. But I might also just want to take Temporize for the sake of playing some duelist cards. So I'll pick up the Temporize here. I think it's pretty close. The Murderous Necromancer pulls me pretty heavily into evil. I wouldn't want to play that card without it. Alright, so here I'm going to go ahead and pick up this Absolve to gain 4 health and draw 2 cards. Then I could either get the zero cost champion, which makes 2 human tokens and it's reasonably sized, or I could grab this Airborne Ambush. I think I am going to go with the Angel of the Gate here, just so this card's going to be very useful in my deck. It's tough pick though. I think War Priest is also reasonable. But I like getting those Airborne Ambush champions, especially at this point in the draft. Alright, so here, there's a couple of different options. I could pick up Helion and just go into Sage. I have one Temporize right now. I could also take No Escape, which lets me break a champion and get a champion back. It's very good with zero cost champions, or I could take the Sonic Assault. Right now I'm leaning towards Helion and just going Sage. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. I'll go with the Sonic Assault. I'll do the same thing but with Sonic Assault and just go Sage, because Sonic Assault's kind of like a light dip. If I don't get any other Sage cards, this card will still be okay. So it's not as harsh as Helion, which won't be very nice in that case. Alright, so here I'm going to go ahead and I could just pick up both these yellow cards. The Javelin Thrower is also quite good. The only thing is, if I want to go Angel of the Light, I probably should also go Bodyguard, so we'll just take both of these. Alright, and we've got a Noble Unicorn here, which is going to be great because we're heavy good here. We picked up Absolve, Angel of the Gate, Angel of Light, and Bodyguard. So we're just going to go ahead and take this Noble Unicorn and continue that path. Keeper of Secrets is also quite good, but Noble Unicorn's so overwhelmingly good in this type of deck that I'm going to take that Powerhouse here. Alright, and we've got some more options. Could pick up another Draw 2 that also gives us a champion. Could pick up another Airborne Ambush champion. I could take Arm if I want a combat trick. This one's +7 attack or +10 defense, so it's a lot of damage, basically. Or your champion survives combat. I'm kind of thinking both of these two, actually. I like having more Airborne Ambush champions, and I like having this Draw 2 attached to a body. Alright, in this pack, I think I'm going to take this Devour. So this one's Draw 2 or Break a Champion. The player whose turn it is gains 5 health. So if you play it on your turn, you gain 5 health. If you play it on their turn, they gain 5 health. We've seen cards like this before. Inner Demon and Bitten are both like this. But what this card does, which is different, is it doesn't put something in play. So the disadvantage of your opponent gaining 5 health can matter a lot. Sometimes it doesn't really matter at all. Depends on who's the aggressor in this scenario. I'll go ahead and take both these 0-cost cards to kind of curb my zeros a bit more because I have been taking a lot of 1-cost cards. I think I have 1-0. Guilt Demon will help us a lot in this deck. We don't have any discard pile banishment, so this will be one of our ways to banish the discard pile. Fork Jolt deals 3 damage to one target and 2 damage to another target. So you get a lot of damage for 0. Doesn't recycle or put anything in play, so it doesn't have that utility, but and it doesn't have 2 modes. You have to use it for that mode. Alright, so definitely the strongest card in this pack for my deck will be Brand. I'm probably going to take the Brand here. Sure. You do have one new card in this pack, Ascendant Pyromancer. It's as a tribute, you get to deal 4 damage to a player and all of their champions. So it's kind of like the same way that Pyrosaur deals a lot of damage to all of your opponent's champions. It's similar. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and pick up, this is a good pack. It's probably going to be Erase and Palace Guard. Revolt's also reasonably good, but these two cards are just all-stars. And Revolt, I just don't have the synergy to go along with it, which would be a lot of token generating cards. If I picked up that early War Priest, I would be considering this card right now. But as it stands, I would need to pick up multiple human token generating cards. Alright, so Champion of the Wicked is available, although it doesn't really do anything for my deck because I don't really have any evil champions. I could take Lightning Mage here, just as a airborne, an ambush champion that can remove something small. It's probably going to be my pick. Horsemonger is also reasonable because it gains us health and banishes cards from the discard pile, but I think I'll go with the Lightning Mage. Try and flesh out my zeros here. Hey, picks. Playing some duels. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and pick up this Divine Judgment and this Arcane Research. This one's a pretty easy pick. I don't have either of the card count to go into either of these decks, and I don't like Infernal Keeper in a lot of my decks. So right now, we're building this pretty much, it's heavy good with a little bit of Sage in there. We've got a Sonic Assault and some Sage cards. Alright, let's see. I think I just want the Erratic Research. I've got a pretty... I've got the kind of deck that could go really the long game, I think. I've got Angel, I've got a lot of health gain. Yeah, I want to way advance the entire discard pile. Probably the best card in this pack, in my opinion, would be Feeding Frenzy, on average. Like most draft decks would really want this if they were heavy good, because their human tokens would deal damage to the opponent's champions, and then you could break their champion for 0. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Erratic Research so I can have a way to banish the entire discard pile. Alright, looks like it's going to be Invoke Pact and probably Rift Summoner. I mentioned this before, Rift Summoner doesn't need loyalty if you can find a champion to break. I could also take the Pyromancer, but I do have plenty of ambush champion. Well, they're both ambush. I'm going to take the Rift Summoner. I want more threats. I don't really have any threats. Alright. In this pack, it's probably going to be the Vanishing. Vanishing is particularly brutal against a lot of cards that I've picked up so far, like Angel of the Gate, Noble Unicorn, Aerial Assassin. We've got a lot of ambush champions. So one thing that we're really lacking is on-turn threats. So we want to find things like Kong or Mythic Monster. Veldon's a good one, and so is Silver Dragon. Ooh, but there's also Breath of Life here. Return to our good champion from your discard pile to play. The player's turn is puts human tokens into play. It's really good with on-turn good champions. I kind of just want to take this Veldon and this Silver Dragon though. We could take the Breath of Life instead of Silver Dragon. We'll try it out. That's like a threat. It's on turn. Gives you 2 human tokens as well. And we got plenty of good champions for it. So let's see. Do you have any tokens for Justice Prevails? Not really. Not that many. Could just take this From Beyond here, or Siren Song. I don't really have enough. I'm gonna take the Siren Song. The Justice Prevails is also reasonable in this deck, but I'll take the Siren Song here just as a way to remove 0-cost champions. I do kind of, yeah, or Veldon. Yeah, Veldon's great. Alright, I'm gonna take the Word of Summoning, and then the next one's a bit trickier. I might just take Drifting Terror as another on-turn threat, because like I said, I don't have many of those. Or maybe I'll take Jhin actually, because this is a Punisher. We don't have any Blitz champions in our deck, I believe. So, or I guess we have Veldon, but this is kind of like a flex card. So it can be a Punisher, has Blitz, it's an 8/8 Airborne, or it can be just an on-turn play because you use it right away and draw a card. I don't really have any board wipes. I have 1 Divine Judgment, so it's going to be the Zombie Apocalypse here. That also goes very well with our Erratic Research. We might be able to get something off with our Erratic Research. Ego Necromancer is also pretty spicy. Banish up to 3 cards from opponent's discard pile and get up to 3 zombies. That would be probably a good card for Joel. So we are pretty heavy in Sage. So we can run Sage Loyalty 2s here, which means I'm just going to pick up this Time Bender and probably the Memory Spirit. I don't have any wild 1-cost cards. The only wild card I have in my deck is Fork Jolt. So we're not taking Cave Patrol. And I prefer the Memory Spirit to Helion's Fury. And that'll be the draft. Let's see what we got. We got a pretty good deck. Very reactive. It's very reactive. Lots of ways to deal with our opponent's stuff. Not many things that I would just want to play and pass. So for example, this hand's going to be a bit weird to mulligan because I don't want Invoke Pact in my opening hand because I don't have anything to reanimate yet. I think this is it. I think I'm just doing this. I'll just swing in with my Bodyguard here, and then probably pass the turn after that. Bodyguard's nice in this deck because we have plenty of good cards to get it back, so we're going to use it pretty aggressively. In Constructed, a lot of the time we use Bodyguard as a blocker against aggressive decks. Unless you know that your opponent is not on a very aggressive game plan, but here I'm just going to use it as a clock. Just a weak pressure, slowly chip away at Joel's health. And see if we can get Joel to spend their gold first so I can drop down a Noble Unicorn. Maybe draw some cards off that. Don't have too many good cards actually. What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 1-cost good cards? So really I'm just at the barrier. We'll see if we can go ahead and draw another one here off this Noble Unicorn. Nice. There it is. We're just going to go ahead and place Angel of Light as soon as my turn starts. So we draw a card off of it. And then after that I'll pass. Maybe I'll get punished by this Jungle Queen here. It allows the opponent to play champions as though they had ambush. So if a Raging T-Rex got played here, I would be in trouble. but I have plenty of health to gain. So we are going to play Angel of Light here, gain 5 health. No loyalty to, but I'll draw a card off the Noble Unicorn. I just drew this Breath of Life here, so this one I can either gain 12 health, or I can play it to reanimate one of my good champions. And if the player whose turn it is gets 2 human tokens. So if I use it on my turn, I'll get 2 human tokens. If I use it on their turn, they'll get 2 human tokens. That is actually a good card that would go along with the Silver Dragon if I had picked it up. But, oh, that's spicy. Gonna play the Ankylosaurus off turn because all wild champions have ambush, and activate the spend the gold to activate the ability to draw a card. So I'm just going to pass here. I could make a group attack for 8, but then it would trade with the Ankylosaurus, so it's not really worth it just to lose my Noble Unicorn for the Ankylosaurus. Especially when I have this Breath of Life here. It's pretty likely I'll end up using it on the Angel of Light this turn. Drawing a card, but we'll see. Spicy. Spicy is the word. Alright. Let's see what we want to do about that. Kind of like Angel of Light plus Guild Demon blocking it. And then I can Breath of Life the... Not sure if I want to do that necessarily though. I might just take the 8 here. I'll take the 8 and see what happens. Thing is, when you're playing a deck that has a lot of health gain, right? You can let your opponent... You can force your opponent to deal with your stuff. The problem with blocking an Angel of Light here is that, you know, if this passes to me, then I have to do something on my turn. Whereas right now, I would say I have an advantage. This 8, these champions can attack efficiently into the Jungle Queen. I can group attack with them. And the Angel of Light can attack over, so I can get through a 13 damage turn versus 13 here. But my deck has a lot more sustain than most decks. Interesting. Gonna remove the Angel of Light there. I guess I'll use the Breath of Life on my turn. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw 2 here. Maybe I'll make Joel discard 2. Seems like a good play here. We've got the Guild Demon, so I can banish anything if necessary, but we might as well use the Breath of Life on our turn so that we get the 2 human tokens. One thing that's tempting is just to attack with this bodyguard right away and try and get extra value out of it, but I don't think it's worth it. I think that would be a bit overzealous. Eager Necromancer. Oh no! You've been outplayed. Alright, our discard pile is going to get banished. 1 zombie will be made. It makes a zombie for each champion that is banished that way. So I'll start my turn, and Joel will still have to discard 2 here. Since Assault does it at the end of the turn. Looks like a Sage deck with Evict and Wave Transformation there, but maybe... I think the Evict would have actually been really good here to get back both of these cards and then make me replay these. Alright, let's see what we're doing. I can't really attack with the Bodyguard by itself because the Jungle Queen's blocking. I think I'm going to end up playing this Street Swindler here and drawing 2. It's possible that Joel doesn't have a good play to make. Although discarding those 2, it would seem like Joel does have a good play to make. Otherwise, hold on to 1 for draw 2. But I am going to play it. I'm going to look for more things to do. I've got a lot of card draw in my hand. Usually if your entire hand is card draw, then you just have to play some to get to your action. Soulstorm to draw 2 cards. So this card, each player chooses a champion the other player controls, and then you break the rest. So playing Soulstorm right now, I would keep the Bodyguard, and Joel would keep my choice of probably the human token or the zombie token or the Eager Necromancer, depending on whether I wanted the body in play or the larger champion. But I have a much weaker board state, so that would be an easy decision. Right now we're staring down a lot of things. But also I've got a lot of health. So I might just be okay to take a lot of this, take the 8 here, and then block Jungle Queen probably with Bodyguard. Ooh, making a demon token and all evil champions get +1/+1. Well, hopefully I don't die here. just go ahead and trade that, or we'll block with the Noble Unicorn here. I guess that could be a Justice Prevails, but it's not super likely. If it Justice Prevails, I'd want to sacrifice this for Swindler here. I don't think it's Justice Prevails. The new Unicorn can block a lone zombie token. Still. So I'm not going to be punished for that. I could have saved this for the demon as well, but I like removing the champion and taking the 2 extra damage here. Can I take 13 plus 5 is 18? I'd be at 7. Then I could gain 12 and draw a card. That seems okay. Plus I can play this to gain 12 life, draw a card, and then replay the bodyguard. So yeah, I'm liking this situation. See what happens though. Our Discard Pile might get banished again. So here, blocking this demon token is the same as blocking one of these other ones, so I will just go ahead and do it now. Gain 12 health, draw a card, just in case I draw something that turns on my brand, like another good card. I could even Arcane Research for 3 here, and I think I will, so I can find another good card. Yeah, let's grab an Angel of the Gate, or an Absolve, probably the Angel of the Gate. I have plenty of card draw. Go ahead and play Brand, give itself +3 offense, and gain 5 health. I'm going to use this now while we have a loyalty. This is going to trade with the Demon token. And then the Bodyguard can block the Jungle Queen if necessary. We have plenty of card draw here, so I'm mostly looking to not die, and you'll notice that this Noble Unicorn is providing me with so much value. I've drawn how many cards off of it? I drew 1 from Breath of Life to gain 12. I drew 1 from playing Angel of Light. So right, and I drew 1 from playing it, so I've drawn 3 off of it, and I'm about to draw 4 off of it by playing this Angel of the Gate. Like, I think here, the right play would have been to Sea Titan the Noble Unicorn, or even attack for 8 first, then bounce it. This is assuming I'm going to Wrath the board, or clear the board somehow. So I'm just going to go ahead and play this Angel of the Gate immediately and draw a card. And then I'll pass here. This Bodyguard can block the Sea Titan very effectively. So we're just going to keep doing that. We'll Siren Song the Ankylosaurus if it comes down here again, which I think is likely. That Sea Titan bounce the Ankylosaurus play would make sense if there are no other... Oh, maybe it was for loyalty. Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that play. I like that play. Draw on the loyalty for the T-Rex. Yeah, that's great. Maybe even drop the Ankylosaurus here afterwards. I like that. Might keep it in hand to get loyalty for the Strafing Dragon. We might be in trouble. We do have a couple of board clears in this deck, but not that many. There's 2. There's a Divine Judgment, which banishes all champions, and a Zombie Apocalypse, which breaks all champions. Then each player puts a zombie token into play for each champion in the discard pile, but this one can be played off turn. So here, it's not looking good. We're probably going to have to chump something, so I'm going to Lightning Mage, deal 2 damage to, or I'll Bodyguard to block that one. Lightning Mage will block the Sea Titan. I could even double block here, but the problem is the 13 would take it out, so. Bodyguard, save me. Alright, but anyway, I think what we're going to do is the Sea Titan is going to be blocked by the Lightning Mage. Spore Beast. Is there a Rage coming? Or Lash? So removing that doesn't actually make the attack go through. The attack would only go through if it had Breakthrough. basically, if something gets declared as blocked, it's blocked. End of story. It ran over to fight, it was coming at me. It saw another dinosaur and it decided to attack. And then on the way, the bodyguard got into a fight with it, right? So the T-Rex decides to run over and attack the bodyguard, and then the bodyguard gets, I don't know, ported away by the Spore Beast. I'm not sure exactly what happens there. Endbringer Ritualist. So this one can be a Blitz champion instead of Break All, which is probably what's happening right now. So let's see. I haven't seen my gold yet. If I play Aerial Assassin, that's going to be 16 damage. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. If I play all three of these. Am I really going to chump all three? I think I am. I might just need to draw two and find a way to clear the board. I think that's the play. So let's go ahead and... Do I have anything that I could draw that would be relevant here? Not really. Just the Vork Jolt, really. I suppose that might change my game plan, so I'll draw two first. Finish the discard pile. Alright, we did find a Divine Judgment here. So I'm just going to go ahead and play this Lightning Mage, and it's going to deal 2 damage to them. That's going to block the Endbringer Ritualist. Now I'm going to sacrifice the Guilt Demon in order to get an attack in with my Angel of the Gate before attacking. Oh wow. Alright, that sounds great. Gonna hold back, save some blockers. Go ahead and get him for 7 here, and then I'll play the Divine Judgment, banishing everything, and we'll draw a card off the Noble Unicorn yet again. So right now, this card's drawn us 4, right, I think? So now it's about to draw us our 5th. I think this game actually highlights the power of Noble Unicorn better than probably any game I've played with it. Alright, Ascendant Pyromancer. Fairy Trickster is always a really risky card, inherently. We're going to go ahead and attack with Bodyguard because it gets blocked. Then it either gets it for 2 or it gets blocked, and then I get it back with Divine Judgment instead of banishing it. Alright, that's good for us. And then I'm just going to go ahead and place Divine Judgment in case they have any discard pile banishment. They don't get a chance to get rid of it. So I'll get back my Bodyguard and draw a card off of the Noble Unicorn there, and then I'll just go ahead and attack for 2 again. Spicy is a good word. Whenever I use it to refer to a card or card game interaction, it's like when you do something that is really interesting because of the way the two things interact with each other. So an example of that would be, it's usually not intended. So if I played a race on my own champion, if I play Corpse Taker and I get back my Sea Titan, and then I play my Sea Titan to return my Corpse Taker to hand, that's spicy. Yeah, it's like clever. But usually it means, yeah, clever is actually the perfect way of saying it. Alright, we're just going to play this Airborne Ambush here. I think this is also a good example of why Airborne Ambush champions can be very good. Sometimes your opponent just drops something, you can play something like this, get a threat out there. And now we have the perfect punish with Veldin. You can bounce everything if need be. Right now I have 4 or 5. This is supposed to be a good deck. I have Loyalty 5 for Sage. We bounce up to 5 things here. Nothing can stop us. Yeah, or Cunning. Cunning is also a good word. So keep in mind, if you're playing Ankylosaurus for the tribute effect, it's just a worse Triceratops. Ankylosaurus is powerful because of its versatility. You can play Ankylosaurus, and if you need a Triceratops, you play Brachiosaurus and pass, and then they spend their gold. Or you don't have a draw 2 in hand. It's passable. Interesting. Going to play Strafing Dragon with no loyalty. I'll take it. Probably going to block here. And then I'm going to go ahead and just play this Veldin. Reveal probably Genevieve Sands because it can't really be played around. And return the Ankylosaurus to hand. And then we'll go ahead and try and get in for 12. Trixie. It is usually, sometimes it's very not Trixie, but it's just spicy because it's not expected. Like if I play Jungle Queen and then on my opponent's turn I play a Burrowing Worm, and then on my turn I just attack for 18, then that's spicy. Alright, let's just try and go for the win then. Alright, I think that's going to be game. If they had 2 damage, they would definitely have just played it on the Aerial Assassin. Alright. Well, good game, Joel. And Joel did say that they would play 1 game with me, so I am just going to swap over here. Let me just make sure they're not... Alright. I'm going to swap over to the other version. Yeah, I was so worried. Alright. Let me just go in the deck builder and clear that deck out real quick. Real quick. Alright. Swap back over. But it was good at least to get in a game. I think I played with a lot of the duels cards. And honestly, it really meshes with the Dark Draft very well. Because the duels cards are easier to splash, but it means they're going to end up with less draw 2s in your deck because there's less modal cards and there aren't any 0 cost cards that have or draw 2 in the duels deck. The reason for that is it's a little complicated to say something like, alright, it's a 0 cost card, but then you have this power. Ooh, we have a challenge. Do I have it new? You can just play this Drinker's deck. I'm not sure if this person's here right now. I remember I was talking about the Drinker deck and I've started run games with it a couple of times, but I haven't really actually done it. So I'm just going to, I'm not sure if this person's here. So I'll quick match so I can leave if need be. I'll see if they join. Keep skipping over the one I was, alright. Let's just take a look at this deck that I clicked on. So we can see what it is again. Because I haven't really played it. Oh, I'm up against a username. Or Auzum. I don't know how to pronounce that. I think it's a username. Alright, I'm going to go first. Now, Drinker of Blood, even though it is good in this deck, you don't usually want it in your opening hand. It's more of a late game type of card. So we're going to mulligan that away. And we could even mulligan the Kong away. It's also not a good card to open with. Alright, perfect. We got Gudgeon. It's one of our best cards to start with. So we'll play the Plentiful Dead first. Now usually what you want to do with Plentiful Dead is you always want to play it and then play your other evil 1-cost card immediately afterwards without passing to your opponent, and then keep it in your hand. So it's very important that with Plentiful Dead, you usually don't want it to be in your discard pile when your opponent has priority. This way you can keep them from ever banishing it. It depends. Sometimes you will if you need to block a T-Rex that's attacking you or something like that, but It depends. Alright, looks like we're Dark Offering. We're up against something interesting here. We go ahead and consume to get rid of that Dark Knight. Dark Offering lets you break a champion you control that costs a gold to break up to 2 target champions. So we should try brewing with this card. I haven't really touched it in a while. I think it can be hard to work because you need 1-cost champions in play that you want to break, but it's very powerful if you can use it on something like Misguide Herald, Gudgeon, or Winter Fairy are all good targets for it. Or if you have a champion that wants to break anyway, like a Soul Hunter, then it's good for that as well. And I guess you could also do something weird like Necromancer Lord, Helion, steal your opponent's thing, and then break it. Yeah, that's complicated. That would be crazy. Alright, we got another Dark Knight. And a Flashfire. That champion's unbreakable on your own turn, so it doesn't matter. Then I guess we're probably going to be attacked for 5. I'm going to play Plentiful Dead and Zombie Apocalypse to draw 2. Oh, I'm definitely doing that to block it. Usually with the Smash and Burn there, I would have just played it after blocks. To prevent exactly this, basically. And I will draw a card first in case I draw something that changes my mind, but there's a good chance here I'll be playing Arcane Research, banishing most of my discard pile. I'll probably hold on to the Gudgeon. Interesting. 10's a lot. Hold on to the Gudgeon in case I get a Necromancer Lord. Let's grab Amnesia here. I'm going to play the Plentiful Dead again. This is an example of where I don't want to take 10. I'll lose the Plentiful Dead if it means gaining 10 health. Oh, another Flashfire? Alright, I guess we're taking 10. Nothing to do about it there. Is that 3? Flashfire, Flashfire. They might be playing something very similar. Alright, we're gonna start our turn. Probably just going to play Winged Death and then pass. I mean, it's honestly not that scary, but it would be good to get it out of the way here. I could do something like Zombie Apocalypse or Drain Essence, and then I could do something like Drain Essence and then Amnesia. Since right now the Smash and Burn can activate very easily. So I want Amnesia, and I would like to recycle with the Amnesia if possible. Yeah, let's go ahead and do the Drain Essence plan. 2 cards in hand is a very small amount. So we're just going to cut off our options, make it so recycle is not a possibility. At this point we are pretty far in control. Here they have 2 cards in hand, I have 6. So if they draw 2 here, they're going to go up to 4 on their turn. Still 2 cards behind. We've got the Plentiful Dead engine up and rolling and no pressure on us. And then we've got plenty of ways to interact with our opponent's champions. Drain Essence was important there because otherwise I would be at a small amount, let's just say. And I'm definitely playing the Zombie Apocalypse for the draw 2 mode because I don't have any other way to draw cards in my hand. So I'm definitely drawing 2 here. Now, it's questionable on whether or not I should have played that Plentiful Dead because I did lose a health, but I'm almost definitely playing Angel of Death here. And I'm going to go ahead and attack for 2 and just see what my opponent does. see what we got. I am forced here into playing Drain Essence, since I don't have any off-turn play that's cost a gold besides that. Interesting. Plague Zombies. Usually you don't want to spend your gold as soon as your opponent attacks, unless it really affects the attack. Now, personally here, I'd probably block with either a Wolf Token if you want it to be safe, or Den Mother if you want it to be greedy. Here I'll be taking 2. And then I'll be taking another 4 here when I play Angel Death, so I suppose it's not that bad. I take 6 from this, basically. Go ahead and reveal both my Plentiful Deads, because I'm going to be revealing those a lot. And I'll be taking another 4 here. And then I'm just going to pass, and I have to Drain Essence, which won't be that bad because I'll be at 16. So Drain Essence will bring me up to 25, or 23 if I decide to play my zombies. At this point, if I were to draw a Drinker of Blood, the game I'd probably win here. The one thing that I'm worried about is running out of card draw. That may be a problem with her deck. I may have just gotten unlucky. It might be a problem with her deck. Maybe this Crystal Golem should be an Ancient Chant. I'm not sure. They're just going to draw 2. Do I want to play a Drain Essence to remove my own champion? I'm not sure about that. I'm probably just going to start my turn. Could be a mistake. I could die to a lot of things here. I'm just going to attack for 6. Maybe I just should have Drain Essence that, actually, now that I think about it. For some reason, it didn't even occur to me that I could do that. I don't know why I was having that problem. Alright, we're definitely just going to pass here. Let our Angel Death heal back up. Go ahead and discard a Angel of Death, likely. Very likely. The reason that I'm passing here is because if I play something and then they play Flame Strike and then they Flame Strike me again on their turn, then I lose. So it's important that I do this. Pass here. Alright, that's Hunting Pack. I'm just going to Drain Essence a Wolf Token, gain the 9 health. Could even Plentiful Dead, Drain Essence if I want to. Yeah, let's do it. So right now I've got Plentiful Dead, Drinker of Blood, Plentiful Dead, Wither, then I'd be doing 10 and gaining 10. So I'm very close. I'm probably going to Misguide Herald this turn and try and find more cards. Yeah, let's just do the Misguide Herald play. I mean, I don't know if I want to attack. They're very greedy about their gold and they don't have a way to punish them this time. I guess I do. I have Winged Death. I wouldn't be able to make a play on their turn, but it's fine. We're going to go ahead and start making our attacks. See if we can trade in these. If this one gets through, then I'll just play Misguide Herald. Let's Plague Zombies. Could be good for me. If I play Drinker of Blood here, and then I play Plentiful Dead, Drinker of Blood, Plentiful Dead makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 damage to them. I gain 14, and then lose 4. So we just deal more damage to them, but also clear these zombie tokens. Kind of tempting. I would really like to draw more cards. That's what I want. So I'm just gonna play this Misguide Herald here. All right. Yeah, we're going to grab the Gudgeon. Great. All right, and then we can discard this Winged Death because it looks like they're on a token plan. I could even attack with the zombie token here. I'm not sure if they realize, but if a zombie token blocks if this activates when I'm untargetable, then they'll take the 2. because it says target player on it. Yep. And I am untargetable. So I might even do something extra being here and consume a zombie token. So it gave me 3 health and they'll take 2. Alright, now we're going to pass. Let's put that 7 cards in hand. I think at this point we've won. So I've had some people on the stream ask why my opponents concede. I think if I was in this position, I mean, I personally like to play things out, but it wouldn't be unreasonable for them to do something like concede here, because the chance of them winning is now very small, in my opinion. Let's see. So if I Plentiful Dead, Final Task their Den Mother, that would give me 3 wolves. So that would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 16. Close, it's not quite there. We're just going to draw 2 with our Final Task. We'll Final Task up the Gudgeon, which is similar to drawing 2, except that if our discard pile gets banished, the Gudgeon will remain in it. Very minor. Also, we can't be targeted, so they can't play an Amnesia on me right now, for example. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 22. Let me count that up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 22, 24. Okay, we win. So here's the combo. Ready? I'm going to go ahead and play 2 more Plentiful Deads, drop our Drinker of Blood, recall our Plentiful Deads, play them again. Now I notice everything has 2 health right now except for our Drinker of Blood. So we'll just play Flashfire here, which will deal 2 damage to each player. And then there happens to be 12 champions in play with 2 health. So for each one, we'll deal 2 damage to our opponent and gain 2 health. And that's the deck. Now we get to sit here. Alright, good game. I just wanted to make sure I hadn't miscounted or something like that. Alright, what time is it? Alright, I could probably go for a random 30 or another constructed. I don't want to do a dark draft right now, because that might end up taking a very long time. Even the random 30s can go long, but they usually go pretty quick. It's probably the fastest format is random 30 or constructed, depending on what you're playing. Alright. So there's a random 30. Alright, I'm ready for some randomness. It'll be interesting to play random 30 with new cards in the pool. That'll spice things up. That'll introduce some spicy plays. Can't wait for Eager Necromancer plus the Risen in random 30. Just randomly attack for, how much would that be? 20, I think? No, 6 zombies times 3 is 18 plus a 2 offense Eager Necromancer. Yeah, that'd be 20. There's a combo. I think it's just easier to do things with Secret Legion than it is to do them with the Risen. Alright, we're just going to queue up in, we'll see if we can get another constructed game in here. Let me see if I can tweak that deck. While I'm in the queue. What do I want to change? I was thinking about changing Crystal Golem. I'm kind of worried about missing champions in this deck, though. About not hitting anything. I'm not sure we want 3 Angels of Death. Let's go ahead and swap this out and play Ancient Chant. We need more card draw. And I really liked Arcane Research, so I think I'm going to go down to just 2 Amnesias and cut the Haste Tree and go to 3 Arcane Researches. Arcane Research was very good in this deck. It helped us find our Plentiful Deads and our Drinker of Bloods and our other pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and re-queue. I keep skipping over it. It's always in the same place. I don't know why I keep doing that. Alright, we're against Druwise 1. Opponent's going first here. Final Task and Drinker and Drain Essence are nice. We'll toss the Drinker of Blood. Gudgeon's also reasonable for on turn. Wing Death. It's pretty hopeful to think that Wing Death is going to do something good. It's more of a Punisher, really. So you want to play it after your opponent spent their gold, if possible. I mean, it would be okay against something like a T-Rex, but I don't think that's where we want to be. I think we want to be doing things like Thought Blockers, whatnot, and surprise attacks, and I'm trying to think of another one. Alright, there's Rampaging Worm. So I'm just going to Zombie Apocalypse here, which will break both of them. Break my, basically it'll be doing the same thing as playing Bitten on that. Druwise will get a zombie. And I'll go ahead and draw 2 with the Gudgeon. Sometimes Rampaging Worm gets there. It's a bit risky though. Like, usually if it doesn't work, it kind of blows up in your face. Here, it was actually good. We both spent a card and a gold, and Druwise got a zombie token. I mean, that's not nothing crazy, but it's pretty good. And generally our game plan here is we're just trying to grind out games with things like Plentiful Dead, or make big swings with big Drinker of Blood plays every once in a while until we can win with it. You notice that last game we just won kind of sporadically. It was gonna make that zombie token huge. Alright, I see what this deck's trying to do. These 2 cards probably say what this deck is doing just by themselves. We have a 14/14 Blitz and a champion that gives all our champions breakthrough. I mean, an event that gives all our champions breakthrough. So presumably how this works is normally you buff up your big champions so they can't be blocked. It's like that deck I had last time. Got a Flame Spike there. And then probably attack for 7, and we're going to get a lot of value out of this Raxus Curse. It's going to be break a 7/7 and get a demon token. It's great. Neither of us have spent our gold here, so Druwise is forced to make a move first, or suffer the consequences of 4 damage. Forked Lightning. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and final task up my Gudgeon. I expect Necromancer Lord, Zombie Apocalypse will actually be quite good here. I just have one Necromancer Lord in this deck. Good to know. The only reason I'm doing this is so I can't get Amnesia'd or something. It doesn't stay around, it's going to break at the end of the turn, which is right now, as soon as they pass. I don't really have a crazy hand that does anything. Don't have anything to do. I don't want to draw 2 because I'm at 7, so I think I'm just passing. See what happens. I could play Drain Essence as just an inner piece, just gain 9 health, and I probably will If Drew Eyes draws 2 on their turn, I'm probably just, well, I mean, in that case, I'll play Thoughtblocker. But I mean, if next turn comes around, I'll play Drain Essence and just gain 9. Flashfire to draw 2 cards. Alright. Looks like we're going to play the Thoughtblocker. I'm going to surprise attack this one out. Well, I have a lot of good on-turn champions, so I won't. Usually I do if I'm looking for more cards, I'll just play a surprise attack even when it does nothing to cycle it. Alright. Squeaky. Alright. Going to discard a Battlecry. Yeah, I think they're on that dumb deck that I mean, I call it dumb because all the champions are just big giant monsters, and then you give them all some kind of evasion like Battlecry. Alright, Wolfsprite's here. I'm going to probably Sea Titan and just bounce the Wolf. That'll be a good establisher. Sea Titan is a nice card because it often forces your opponent to clear the board, even if it's your only champion. It's just untargetable and very big. And you also get tempo when you play it, so it does a lot of things. What's also nice is I can play Drain Essence with this on the board and I won't target it. I think playing Drain Essence just without a target in play is underrated. You still get the 9 health. Rise Rebellion here is going to deal 7 damage to me, which will probably be relevant. I think they're thinking they're going to burn me out. So I might get something like a Flame Strike here, in which case I'll definitely play Drain Essence. If I get Flame Struck or Lessons Learned, I would definitely play Drain Essence. Or another Fires of Rebellion. If I had 2 Flame Strikes right now, though, I mean, yeah, I would definitely play one. Or two equivalents, deal 7 or more. And because the Flame Strike has the least utility, if they had Flame Strike and something like a Lightning Storm, they would definitely want to play the Flame Strike. Alright, looks like we're just going to Sea Lurking Giant here, so I'm just going to remove that preemptively with a surprise attack. Well, let's just use our Drain Essences here so we don't die to random burn. Let's use Drain Essence and Consume to take that down. That'll probably lock it up. I think we win at this point. Turn the corner. And generally, this type of deck is going to be much better at taking advantage of the late game. We don't have cards like Forked Lightning. If I had Forked Lightning in my hand right now, I wouldn't be able to do anything. So it's very easy if you have lots of big champions and lots of these cards that don't have draw 2 on them. There's more. Winds of Change. Battlecry doesn't have draw 2 if it's your turn. Fires of Rebellion. You can get stuck in a situation where you can't really play your cards to do anything. Or you're forced to do things like play Lurking Giant on your own turn. So see if we can get in. If we can get in for 11 here, I'm just passing. This is a pretty fast clock. If we do this 2 more times, we win. If we do it 1 more time, it's going to be very difficult for Drew Eyes to play. Alright, that's a draw 2. I could get in for 4, but it doesn't really do anything, so I'm just going to draw 2 a Zombie Apocalypse. We did get one of our Plentiful Deads here. That's always nice. Now we have Surprise Attack, and we can Surprise Attack out a board clear, make our opponent break one of their champions, or deal 32 damage to a champion of our choice. So we've got lots of options. There's a Rampaging Worm. I am going to block that with a Zombie Token and see what happens. That way if they have a Rage or a Lash, then I'll be in a good spot to just play this Winged Death here. But we'll see if we get a Rage or a Lash. I'm not really worried about losing the Zombie Token to it. There's Rage. So we can go ahead and play the Winged Death. When you play this, the opponent breaks a champion they control. So in theory, they could also play something like a Wolf's Bite right now. But that would be ridiculous. And when you surprise attack something out, it doesn't activate the ally abilities for that color. So I don't get to get my Plentiful... I didn't play Plentiful Dead because I wasn't going to be returning it to hand. Even though I did get my Winged Death into play with surprise attack, I don't get to recall my Plentiful Dead. And now they have to break their attacker. And this is another good example of why spending your gold first is dangerous. It just puts you at a disadvantage. Sometimes you have to do it. Druwise was in a position there where probably that play was the best play they could make. All right. Ooh, what would stop me? Suppose if they had Ceasefire or Turn. I don't think Ice Drake's going to happen, so I'm just going to attack with a zombie token first. This is, so attacking with the order in this case is very nuanced. Depends what I want to play around. If I wanted to play around surprise attack plus Frost Giant, then it would make sense for me to attack with Sea Titan first. But in that case, I was mostly wanted to, if my opponent was going to play something like a Rain of Fire, I wanted to get that information immediately. So I am attacking with the, if we're going to play a champion, maybe they have a champion that can deal damage to that can remove my zombie token. So it makes sense that I want to attack with that before my Winged Death. Alright, and at this point, I'm probably just going to gain 9 again. We're just going to play that Drain Essence to gain the health. There I gained 7. It may have just been better to play it and gain 9, but having that one jump blocker that can stop something like a Rampaging Worm is going to be very good against this deck, which seems to like giant champions that don't have any way to get through on their own. So I'm expecting that that even just a single zombie token will be very difficult for this deck to deal with. And in general, I'd say Flash Fire is going to be better for me than Rax's Curse, so I'm going to draw 2 with the Rax's Curse. These 2 Plentiful Deads will mean I'll always have loyalty for my evil cards. You know, it'd be kind of neat to make a deck that used Plentiful Deads for loyalty, but didn't actually have very many evil cards in it. You just had to find those. I'm not sure if that could even exist, since it would take so long to find these. Usually you've won if you can find them. So yeah, we'll just draw 2 with the Rax's Curse. I probably should have just used it and drawn 2 with the Flash Fire there, but it's fine. We'll just go ahead and Sea Titan that and attack for 11. I'm just making this attack because it's lethal, so if I pass and Druwise doesn't have an answer here, Druwise would definitely start their turn, which is why attacking here makes sense. Looks like we may be getting a free kill on this lizard here. Maybe it'll be pumped and we'll lose a Sea Titan. Either way, no big deal. Yep, looks like we did get a free one. A common card, I mean, I'm not sure what this deck wants to... It looks like it's playing Hurricanes, and maybe also Draka... forget the other one. But this deck might just struggle to deal with Sea Titans at all. And backed up by good removal, I mean. Which is basically what I'm playing. Just Sea Titans. Just force my opponent to... For each Sea Titan I have, it just says instead that they have to lose a champion every turn. Alright. Yeah, that's the game. Alright, good game drew wise. They probably drew a card and didn't have a way to block 2 Sea Titans. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up. I'll be back on Friday. Duels will be out soon, and then I can play with those cards in the stream here, and that'll be great because it'll honestly just be so interesting to get to mix in those cards with Dark Drift and Random 30 in the app. So in the meantime, have some good games, and I'll be back on Friday.